1. Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse entrance. Bray Wyatt's entrance as The Fiend was straight up chilling. The arena goes dark, red lights pulse, and fans wave their phone lights like fireflies while Bray carries that creepy lantern shaped like his own head. The hidden gem here is the blue light from a doorway during his 2022 WWE return. It's a subtle tribute to his late friend Brodie Lee, who used a similar blue glow during his time in AEW. This entrance is all about storytelling. Bray's not just walking to the ring, he's pulling you into his warped world. The Brodie Lee nod adds a layer of heart that makes you appreciate the man behind the monster. 2. Seth Rollins' Joker-inspired entrance. Everyone knows that Seth Rollins is a master of stealing the shows. His entrance, with that wild laughter and flashy gear, screams chaos, especially as the World Heavyweight Champ. But at WrestleMania, he did this dance down the steps that's straight out of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie. WWE even confirmed it with a trailer showing Seth strutting like the clown prince of crime. It's perfect for his visionary gimmick, which is unpredictable, a little unhinged, and always one step ahead. The laughter isn't just for show, it's Seth challenging that Joker energy, making you wonder what crazy move he'll pull next. 3. Rey Mysterio's connection with young fans. There are electric entrances, spooky entrances, and then there are the special heartwarming ones. Rey Mysterio's entrance falls under the third category. He pops up from under the stage, decked out in his iconic mask, and connects with the kids in the crowd wearing his merch. He touches his mask to theirs, and it's the sweetest moment. Here's the cool part. Rey's not just hyping the crowd, he has said in interviews that he is asking those kids for strength to face his opponents. It's like a luchador ritual, rooted in the deep respect for masks and Mexican wrestling culture. By connecting with young fans, Rey's passing his vibe, making them feel like part of his journey. 4. CM Punk's Clobberin' Time catchphrase. Let's talk about CM Punk, the guy who makes every entrance feel like a rebellion. As Cult of Personality blares, he struts out, shouting, "It's clobberin' time!" And there's a neat story behind it. That phrase is a shout out to The Thing from Marvel's Fantastic Four, who was Punk's favorite comic superhero. Additionally, it's also a reference to the punk rock band Sick of It All, who have a song with the same name. It fits Punk's vibe perfectly, gritty, defiant, and ready to smash through anyone. He's been using it forever, from WWE to AEW, and it's like his battle cry. 5. Triple H's Throne of Skulls at WrestleMania 32. Triple H's entrance at WrestleMania 32 was unforgettable. He rolled in on a throne made of skulls and bones, surrounded by minions in a barren, post-apocalyptic world. It looked like something from a Mad Max movie, but was really about showing he was the King of Kings in WWE. The skulls symbolized every career he had crushed, and the whole setup screamed control and power. Beyond the in-ring story, it also nodded to his real-life role as a WWE executive, shaping the company's direction. The over-the-top vibe hit his larger-than-life persona perfectly. Every detail, from the minions to the empty wasteland backdrop, built the myth of Triple H's authority. 6. Karrion Kross and Scarlett's cinematic entrance. Karrion Kross and Scarlett's entrance is like a horror movie come to life. With that haunting theme and Scarlett's vocals, it really creeps you out. But the crazy part is that the song was recorded in a bathroom for that raw, echoey sound. What's even more crazy is that Triple H wrote it himself. The dark, apocalyptic vibe matches Kross's Herald of Doomsday gimmick, making the fans feel like the end is near. Scarlett's singing makes it even more eerie, like she's trying to summon the demon. This song is proof that entrances can be as gripping as the fights themselves. 7. Chris Jericho's Michael Jackson-inspired silhouette. Chris Jericho's entrances are always a vibe. Whether it's Judas or Break the Walls Down, he starts behind a partition and his silhouette hypes the crowd before he steps out. The secret is that he's channeling Michael Jackson's iconic concert entrances, where MJ would pose behind a screen to build suspense. Jericho's admitted this in interviews, and it's such a smart move. That silhouette moment gets the arena buzzing, and it's all about showmanship, something Jericho's mastered over decades. The MJ inspiration adds a layer of pop culture flair, making his entrance feel like a rock concert. Jericho's always been about evolving, and this trick shows he studied the greats outside wrestling. Fun fact, Chris Jericho is actually a rock star in real life, and he's the frontman of the band Fozzy. 8. Kurt Angle's "You Suck" chant. You don't even have to be a wrestling fan to know Kurt Angle's entrance music. That patriotic theme hits, and the crowd chants "You suck" in perfect sync. Here's the story. It started during a feud when Edge got fans to mock Angle as a heel. The irony is wild, as Angle's a legit hero who won gold with a broken neck, yet fans roast him. Over time, he leaned into it, and now it's a badge of honor. The chant's rhythm matches the music perfectly, turning a diss into a tradition. It's like the crowd saying, "We love you, but we're gonna mess with you." Angle's not only cool with it, he actually gets the confidence to wrestle. It's a reminder that wrestling's magic comes from fan interaction. 9. The Undertaker and Paul Bearer's urn entrance. Back in the 1990s, The Undertaker's entrance with Paul Bearer carrying the iconic urn was pure magic. The urn wasn't just a prop, it was the heart of the dead man's mystique. Bearer's creepy way of holding it like a talisman made you believe The Undertaker was unstoppable. In modern WWE games, even without Bearer, fans can recreate that classic duo to bring back the eerie vibe. The urn symbolized the source of Undertaker's supernatural power, and storylines where opponents targeted it always felt important. Watching those entrances today still sends chills because they captured something beyond wrestling, a feeling of the impossible made real. The urn was a key piece of wrestling history and helped build one of the greatest characters ever. 10. The Broods' vampire entrance. The Broods' entrance was straight up wild. Gangrel, Edge, and Christian rising through a ring of fire, red lights everywhere, and Gangrel spitting that red liquid. This was peak Attitude Era. The vampire vibe wasn't just for show, it was meant to creep out opponents and fans like a gothic horror flick. The fire and blood tied into their cult-like gimmick, making them feel dangerous and otherworldly. It's a nod to vampire mythology, with Gangrel as the leader of this dark trio. That entrance set the tone for their matches, making the fans feel like they were about to drain someone's soul. It also paved the way for later dark characters like The Undertaker's evolution or Bray Wyatt. 11. CM Punk's pipe bomb. On June 27, 2011, Monday Night Raw, CM Punk sat cross-legged on that Raw stage. That night, he didn't just cut a promo, he rewrote wrestling history. This wasn't your typical WWE script where a wrestler would go onto the stage and promote his next fight. Punk went rogue, spilling his guts about his beef with Vince McMahon, John Cena, and the whole WWE machine. The hidden magic was that he snuck in shoutouts to indie promotions like Ring of Honor and New Japan, places WWE pretended didn't exist. That was Punk flexing his roots and telling fans that wrestling is not just WWE. Backstage, he had Vince's blessing to go off script, but nobody expected him to go that hard, calling out the McMahon family's future with Triple H and Stephanie. The mic cutoff was also totally planned to make it feel like WWE was panicking. The promo was a middle finger to kayfabe, blending Punk's real frustrations with just enough storyline to keep it legal. If you go back and watch this infamous promo, you can still feel Punk's raw energy. It's like he's daring WWE to fire him on the spot. 12. Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times promo. Dusty Rhodes didn't need a fancy set to make you feel something real. His Hard Times promo on October 29, 1985 hit like a gut punch. I personally got goosebumps listening to him talk about the struggles of everyday folks while staring down Ric Flair. Dusty wasn't just playing a character, he was channeling the real pain of 1980s America, where jobs were scarce and hope was scarcer. Fast forward to 2023, and his son Corey Rhodes echoed Hard Times in a Raw promo with Paul Heyman. With this, he effectively tied his own fight to his dad's legacy. It's like Dusty planted a seed that grew into Cody's American Nightmare story. The promo's raw honesty made it timeless, and it resonated with anyone who's ever felt down but not out. 13. Steve Austin's ECW promo. Before he was stone cold, Steve Austin was a pissed-off guy in ECW, and in 1995, he cut a promo at 4 a.m. that changed everything. He had just been fired by WCW, and he let loose, trashing people like Eric Bischoff for holding him back. This was Austin finding his voice and spitting lines like pissed off that would define his WWE persona. Paul Heyman handed him the mic and said, "Go for it." So this was as real as it gets. That raw anger was the blueprint for the beer-swilling rebel we would all cheer for. Fans who rewatch the video see the exact moment a legend was born. 14. AJ Lee's Divas Division Takedown. On August 26, 2013, AJ Lee walked out on Monday Night Raw as Divas champion and lit the Total Divas cast on fire with her words, calling them fame-chasing wannabes. This wasn't just a promo, it was AJ venting real frustration about WWE pushing reality stars over wrestlers like her. She went off script, pouring her heart into every line, and the fans could feel the tension. This actually forced WWE to rethink its women's division. Her underdog fire connected with fans who were sick of the status quo. Rewatching it, you hear her laying the groundwork for stars like Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. 15. The Miz's Talking Smack Rant. On August 23, 2016, The Miz lost it on Talking Smack, screaming at Daniel Bryan for calling him a coward. This wasn't scripted, as The Miz was genuinely fed up, defending his safer wrestling style against Bryan's purest jab. Moreover, it was a meta-dig at WWE's booking, where flashier stars often overshadowed workhorses like Miz. Bryan's silence, since he was retired and couldn't fight back, made it feel like a real argument. Fans were floored, seeing Miz transform from punchline to legit threat. This promo saved his career, showing he could hang with the best talkers. The raw emotion and subtle shade at WWE's priorities made it a gem. Watch it again, and you'll see Miz proving he's more than just a reality star. 16. Shawn Michaels' Lost My Smile promo. On Raw of February 13, 1997, Shawn Michaels, who was the WWF champion at that time, stood in the ring with a sad expression. He then announced that he was vacating the title due to a knee injury. In a tearful speech, he said he'd lost his smile and needed to step away, shocking fans to the core. This promo is one of those moments that will give you chills every time you watch it. HBK was the arrogant champ and a cocky person, but he was standing in the ring looking like he's carrying the world's weight. He said he was hurt, but never specified if he was just hurt physically or something else. It felt like a funeral for his career, but there's so much more under the hood. Shawn was legit banged up, and it wasn't just about a bad knee. He was burned out, fed up with fans turning on him and the backstage drama with guys like Bret Hart. This promo was a turning point, paving the way for wrestling's grittier, realer vibe.